Gordon, America is once again shining a light on countries that persecute religious believers. And once again, many of the nations on the list are no surprise. Here's Paul Strand.
Some of the worst actors are those countries where your religion can get you killed, tortured, or thrown in prison. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and the State Department's Michael Posner discussed them as they released the annual report on international religious freedom.
We do this because we believe that religious freedom is both a fundamental human right and an essential element to any stable, peaceful, thriving society.
Persecution often happens in the African nation of Eritrea, where many Christians are jailed and a number of prisoners have died from torture or poor conditions.
Several hundred religious minority members are today in jail in very harsh conditions.
In nearby Somalia, the powerful terrorist group Al-Shabaab has been assassinating Christians and others. North Korea continues to imprison, torture, and starve believers. In Iraq, terrorists and extremists have been targeting and killing members of minority faiths, especially Christians. The governments of Saudi Arabia, the Maldives, and Iran all continue to persecute anyone not practicing their particular version of Islam. Clinton blasted both government and private purveyors of persecution.
Religious freedom is under threat from authoritarian regimes that abuse their own citizens. It is under threat from violent extremist groups that exploit and inflame sectarian tensions.
The nations named in this year's report as countries of particular concern: Burma, China, Eritrea, Iran, North Korea, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, and Uzbekistan. Paul Strand, CBN News, Washington.
A growing number of Americans think marriage is no longer relevant. Nearly 4 in 10 say marriage is becoming obsolete, according to a new survey from the Pew Research Center and Time magazine. That's backed up by the U.S. Census Department, which shows only 52% of adults 18 and over are married. That's an all-time low. 4 out of 5 say an unmarried couple with children or a single parent constitutes a family. And 3 out of 5 say a same-sex couple with children is a family. A judge has refused to stop the construction of a mosque in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Local residents had filed a lawsuit claiming county planners there made an error when they approved plans for the mosque. They argued that officials violated Tennessee's open meetings law. But the Rutherford County judge said he could not find that the county acted out of order. So for now, plans to build that mosque continue. A growing number of air travelers are upset about full body scans and pat-downs that are conducted at security checkpoints. So the chief of the Travel Security Administration, the TSA, went to Capitol Hill to answer questions about the new procedures. Jennifer Wishon has that story.
TSA Administrator John Pistol has experienced an enhanced pat-down firsthand.
It was more invasive than what I was used to.
But he says they're necessary, and like it or not, now a reality of air travel, especially as the government continues to receive intelligence suggesting terrorists keep trying to find ways to smuggle bombs onto planes.
The intelligence, coupled with the repeated covert testing, led me to conclude that we needed to be more thorough.
Several senators on the Homeland Security Committee say they're concerned about passenger privacy. One senator says he's seen the pat-downs firsthand and wouldn't want his wife being touched like that. But the federal government says the scanners and pat-downs are necessary extra layers of safety. Pistol told members of Congress that in tests, federal agents are regularly able to smuggle banned items onto planes. Passengers who refuse to go through the full body scans must be patted down. And if they refuse, even for religious reasons, Pistol says they're not getting on a plane. Passengers continue to have mixed feelings about the new procedures.
It's ridiculous, and it's not safer. They're just doing it to have us be fearful, and there's no reason for it.
I'd much rather go through a little kind of uncomfortableness and know that I'm going to be safe, or at least know that everything was done to protect me.
Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Washington.
A New Jersey pastor tells the leaders in his church to give up Facebook or resign. Reverend Cedric Miller says he's counseled 20 couples in 18 months who are having marital problems because their spouse reconnected with an old flame on Facebook. So he's ordered about 50 married church leaders to give up Facebook or their position in church. Video websites are not doing enough to keep explicit content from children. The Parents Television Council monitored 4 homepages and videos from websites like Hulu and Comcast for 3 weeks. The council president said that websites are failing to protect kids on the web. Online standards are more lenient than television, and content ratings and parental controls are not being applied to indecent material on the web like they are for television.